Ladies and gentlemen, this headline is not a joke. What you're reading on the screen is very much a real thing. The American Society of Magical Negroes is a real movie that is coming out. And when I first watched the trailer on Saturday Night Hypnosis recently last week, if you guys missed it, you can go check it out if you're a member or check it out for free on Rumble. It is absolutely insane, the stuff that you see in that trailer. It really is. It really is kind of like on the nose parody, and I would be perfectly fine with it, except it seems like this movie's having a little bit of an identity crisis. The movie starts off as basically a black Hogwarts, and then it turns into a gay rom-com or something along those lines. Honestly, where this movie is going, so I wanted to talk about it, but one of the main points about this movie that I wanted to talk about was a certain part in it, in the fact that all of it has to do with anti-whiteness. Every single bit of the American Society of Magical Negroes has to do with anti-whiteness. It really is ridiculous. So let's get into this article, guys, from Bounding Into Comics. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button, man. I would greatly appreciate it. And like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. It says the upcoming The American Society of Magical Negroes movie shamelessly describes white people as the most dangerous animal on the planet. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is not a joke. That is 100% a real thing. And that's probably the lightest thing that they said in the trailer. It says the American Society of Magical Negroes, an upcoming self-described comedy produced by Focus Features, has recently released its first trailer, shamelessly describing white people as the most dangerous animal on the planet. Making his directional debut, comedian Kobe Libby is at the helm of the upcoming satirical film starring Justice Smith and fellow comedian David Allen Greer. Per the official synopsis, the American Society of Magical Negroes is a fresh satirical comedy about a young man, Aaron, who is recruited into a secret society of magical black people who dedicate their lives to a cause of utmost importance, making white people's lives easier. Oh my god. After a certain point, just I get it, okay? I get it. I get that this is what's allowed, right? In terms of the social space, this is what's allowed. Black people are allowed to absolutely destroy, make fun of, and just completely mock white people. But God forbid you do it the other way around, and everybody wants to get their panties in a twist. Because if this was called the American Society of Magical Whiteys, this would be the most ridiculous. It would be the most ridiculous. And if they said that they had to make black people's lives easier and that was their sole purpose, and that black people were the most dangerous animal on the planet, I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. It would be not only hilarious, but it would also be insane. And it would not be allowed. It would not be allowed at all. It would get roasted until the end of time, until it was canceled. And that's what honestly should happen here. They had an opportunity, okay? This movie had an opportunity to make a movie based in something very interesting, right? All these black people with magic abilities and stuff. Why did you have to make it about anti-white, man? You really had an opportunity, and I just don't understand why so many black-led films just have to be one of two things. They either have to be, or together, they have to be a romance film, because you just can't have any black film without a romance film. It's got to turn into a rom-com. And then number two, it's got to have some sort of white man is bad nonsense thrown in there. Why is that? It never ceases to amaze me that those are the two requirements to making a black film. It's like every single Tyler Perry film in existence. It's insane. It says the trailer introduces us to Smith's character, who appears to be a new recruit of the American Society of Magical Negroes being trained by Grier's character. The specific line of dialogue labeling white people as dangerous animals is uttered by Grier halfway through the trailer as his character prepares to explain what the mission of his magical society is, revealing that their main goal is to keep white people happy, with their discomfort levels being measured in white tears, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, white. Oh my God, man. White tears. But why do you do this to yourself, black people? I don't understand. Why? You really do it to yourself at this point. You make it seem as if you're just so angry. Like you're just angry. I just don't. I don't get it. You want to talk about slavery when every single race under the sun was a slave at one point in time. And of course, yours was the most modern version of it. But that was because your own people sold yourself into slavery. But you don't want to talk about that. You never want to talk about that. You always want to blame it on the white man. And the white man did this because he was racist, not because it was a business and the slave trade was an actual recognized business. No, it was just all racism, and they just hated black people and wanted to see them suffer. And that's basically it. This is like constant victimhood. You have people in modern times who are still trying to act as if slavery affected them in any way. It didn't. You are responsible for all of your decisions and what you make when you are alive right now, and you are the sole proprietor of whether or not you actually succeed in life. But no, you want to blame it on everybody else. You want to blame it on redlining. You want to blame it on this, that, whatever. And it just really is, it's sad, man. It's sad. Get to fucking work and stop bitching. Like, honest. But I don't know. Maybe that's the Latino in me talking. It says, what's the most dangerous animal on the planet? He rhetorically asks. Right after Smith's character replies with shark, he is immediately corrected by Grier, who says white people when they feel uncomfortable. White people feeling uncomfortable precedes a lot of bad stuff for us, he continued. That's why we fight white discomfort every day, because the happier they are, the safer we are. This is the message that they're trying to push, ladies and gentlemen. Remember when they had a travel warning to Florida for black people? Do you remember when that was a thing, that they had an actual travel warning to Florida for black people? You know how many black people in Florida? I mean, come on. It really is just, it's sad. It's sad that people actually look at this stuff and believe it. It's really sad at this. In an interview with Black Entertainment Television, which, by the way, Black Entertainment Television, BET, where's the WET? Where's the White Entertainment Television? Where is that? Oh, they're not allowed to have that. That's right. Labib provided more details about his motivation to make a film like the American Society of Magical Negroes, revealing that he was not a fan of these particular type of stories. It's all sort of starts with the magical Negro trope, the director prefaced. I'm sure you're familiar with it, but just to define it on my own terms, I think of the magical Negro as a kind of stock black character, a black best friend character who is only focused on helping the white hero. He went on, they don't really have an inner life and they don't have their own things going on. They're just relentlessly focused on helping this white character grow in most cases. And I always thought that was so funny. For whatever reason, the idea that there's a white writer who pictures the thing we do in the morning is getting up and trying to help them. I found it so absurd and incorrect and funny that I wanted to blow it out and criticize it, but also use it as a way to talk about other stuff, Labib further explained. What it's like to grow up as a black person in this culture and some of the wild and fantastical things we have to do to survive. To me, that's the origin story of this film. What the fuck are you what are you talking about? What are you honestly talking about? You know, I'm not even gonna get into the culture thing. I just refuse. I absolutely refuse, because I already know that's going down a slope that many black people do not want to hear. They don't want to hear that their culture is their biggest enemy. They don't want to hear that at all. It says the B would go on to reveal that he's not concerned about audiences not understanding the message he's trying to convey with the American Society of Magical Negroes, especially for a film with such a title. Now, particularly because it's one of the things that, like, even if you don't know the term, you know, told BET. It's Spike Lee's term. He's the one who coined it. You know, that black character that's just there to be nebulously black in the background. He elaborated that not really a person and we can all picture it. Beyond the movie, we all know what it's like to feel pushed to the side and have somebody else pushed to the front. As of writing, the official trailer shared to Focus Features YouTube channel has been given a 2.7 thousand thumbs up and disliked over 25,000 times, with 2.2 million views and counting. To the surprise of absolutely no one, the trailer The American Society of Magical Negroes has been overwhelmingly disliked by viewers who have severely criticized the film's premise, calling out its lack of tact and accused it of promoting racial division. This movie should be nicknamed The American Society of Magical Racism. Imagine trying to buy a ticket for this. Man, this is gonna bomb hard. Read a comment by YouTube user Blades of War. I agree, it's probably not gonna do very well in the box office, but their success is going to be tailored over whether or not they can convince black people that they will no longer be black if they don't see this film. It's basically what they did with Wakanda, right? Like Black Panther and Wakanda Forever, those two movies, black people heavily supported those movies because they were convinced that if they did not, that was somehow going to make Wakanda disappear off of the face of the earth, because a lot of black people think Wakanda is real. You think that's a joke? Just watch a couple interviews. Watch a couple interviews where people literally name Wakanda when they're asked to name countries in Africa. I am not kidding you. It is fucking insane. So yes, you have to convince black people that they need to see this movie, because if you don't, it's probably going to majorly bomb, because there is just very little white liberals that actually spend their money on things that they say they support on Twitter, and this is going to be one of them. They're not going to be too many of them going to go see this film, so you're going to have to rely on the black dollar in order to support it. So we'll see what happens with this film when it comes out in theaters. I will obviously not be watching this absolute garbage, and we'll see what happens whether or not it succeeds or not. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.